So welcome back to economics class session number 2 today. Okay, we are here at the 7th chapter, correlations. Okay, so now we know the meaning of the term correlation, a relationship between two variables, right? Okay, so and we are here, the types of relationships completed. What does correlation measure? Okay, so correlation studies and measures the direction and intensity of relationship among the different variables. Correlation measures covariation, not causation. Correlation should never be interpreted as implying cause and effect relation. So we know that. Okay. So the presence of correlation between two variables x and y simply means that when the value of one variable is found to change in one direction, the value of the other variable is found to change either in the same direction. So called to be positive change. We discussed in the morning session. Okay. Or in the opposite direction is termed as the negative change. But in a definite way, for simplicity, we assume here that the correlation, if it is exists, is linear. That is, the relative moment of the two variables can be represented by drawing a straight line on a graph paper. It's called to be linear correlation. Okay. Now we are moving towards the next topic here, types of correlation. So we know that correlation. Okay. So one variable is able to make changes of the direction of the another variable. Maybe if it is both variables are moving in the same direction, positive, one against the other. I mean, one variation is moving forward and other is backward, we can say it's a negative correlation. Okay. And there is no change. It's called to be the linear one. So types of correlation. So here, correlation is commonly classified into negative and positive correlations. Underline. Correlations is commonly classified into negative and positive correlations. The correlation is said to be positive when the variable move together in the same direction. Okay, for example, we can see when the income of an individual is increasing, income rises, consumption also rises. We studied that already in the microeconomics, right? Did it or not? Okay, so income of the country, today just consider income is 50 rupees and the consumption, see, it is 25. Okay, next day income that increased to 100 rupees, so consumption will increase to 75 rupees. Or anyway more than 25, anyway we cannot say that exactly the 75 it is that related with the person's behavior, that individual's behavior, the consumer's behavior. Anyway it will increase from 25 to some other number, starting from 26 to 100. Okay, that is the maximum. Clear? Yes or no? Because his income is 100. Okay, when income falls, consumption also falls. Okay, the next income of the individual is 100 rupees, that time consumption is 75. So income reduced to 50 rupees, so consumption also will reduce less than 50, not less than 75, less than 50, because here income is 50. Clear? Is that clear or not? Okay, so a relationship is there. We are able to establish the relationship between the income and the consumption. Okay, sale of ice cream and temperature move in the same direction. Okay, so temperature increasing, that's from the first example. Temperature increases, we can say that sale of ice cream also increasing here in the first example. So directly related. Okay, so a positive relation we are able to find here. Sale of ice cream and temperature move in the same direction. The correlation is negative when they move in opposite direction. When the price of apples falls, its demand increasing. Okay, price decreasing, demand increasing. So inverse relation, opposite. Okay, the movement is in opposite directions. So negative correlation, negative relationship is there. The correlation is negative when they move in opposite direction. When the price of apple falls, its demand increases. When the price rises, its demand decreases. When you spend more time in studying, chances of your failing in examination will decline, reduce. Clear? You are spending more time for studying, more time. So chances to fail in the examination will reduce, negative. Clear or not? One is moving upward, other is moving downward. Okay. So you are spending more time for studying, obviously your marks also will increase. Same direction, right? Yes or no? You are spending more time for studying, mark also will mark will increase. Chances are there. When you spend less hours for studies, chances of scoring low marks, grade increasing. So you are spending less time. Okay, the studying time it is decreasing. So the chances is there to score less mark will increase. Clear or not? Or less grade will increase. These are instances of negative correlation. For example, we can say these are some examples for negative correlations. Clear? The variables move in opposite direction. So we know that there are two basic types of correlations are there. One is the negative correlation, the other is the positive correlation. Clear? What is the positive correlation? One variable is increasing or moving in one direction, other variable also move in the same direction. Okay, it is increasing. If y is increasing, x also will increase. Okay, x is decreasing, y also will decrease. Positive relation is there, right? Yes or no? Same direction, same direction. And the other sense we can say y increasing, x decreasing, or x decreasing, y increasing. The same. It is called to be negative one. Negative correlation. Negative correlation. Okay. Now we are going to study about the different techniques of measuring correlation. Different methods basically we will use to learn or measure correlation between different variables. Okay. So there are three important statistical. 1 minute. So we are discussing about techniques for measuring correlations. So here, three important statistical tools used to measure correlation. First of all, the scatter diagrams. Okay, the first method we are using to measure the correlation. The scatter diagrams, graphical method. Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation, and Spearman's rank correlation. Spearman's rank correlation. These are the three different techniques or statistical tools we are using to measure the correlations. Clear? What are they? The scatter diagram. Note down the scatter diagram. Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. Spearman's rank correlation. Spearman's rank correlation. Hope you studied these things earlier in the mathematics class there, right? In the junior classes. Studied or not? Any idea about this? Spearman's rank correlation might studied there, right? Or Karl Pearson's method. Clear? Or the scatter diagram. In mathematics you studied might. Okay. So it's too important. So I think so it is easy to understand these things there. First of all, we will go to discuss about the scatter diagram. Okay. One by one we will discuss that. A scatter diagram visually presents the nature of association without giving any specific numerical value. Okay, so in scatter diagram this is a visual presentation of correlation without any specific numerical value. So write down these are the points to write the answer or the importance of or the what we can say the features of a scatter diagram. Okay, so scatter diagram visually presents the nature of association without giving any specific numerical value. A numerical measure of linear relationship between two variables is given by Karl Pearson coefficient of correlation. Okay, so a numerical measure of linear relationship between two variables. Okay, positive or negative, that is related with so that time we want to use Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation to find out the correlation. Okay, for a linear numerals. Next one, a relationship is said to be linear if it can be represented by a straight line. So linear means nothing but a relationship between two variables we are able to represent by a straight line. Okay, that's what Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. Okay, so linear relationship. Next one, Spearman's coefficient of correlation measures the linear association between ranks assigned to individual items according to their attributes. Underline. That's what Spearman's coefficient of correlation. Okay, so attributes are those variables, underline what are attributes. Attributes are those variables which cannot be numerically measured, such as intelligence of people. So attributes in the sense we are unable to express that in terms of numerals or numbers. What are they? Intelligence of people. We cannot write in numbers. Clear? Physical appearance. Understanding or not? Cannot express that in numbers. Honesty, loyalty, kindness, like that various things are there. Okay, that kind of things we are unable to express through numbers there. Okay, so we are using Spearman's rank correlation. Okay, ranks. Clear? Already we studied that in microeconomics. Remembering that? What is that? Remembering anyone? In microeconomics already we studied this system. What is that? Cardinal method and ordinal method. Remembering? One is with ranks and preferences. Right? Okay, let it. Next one, scatter diagram. Scatter diagram. So we know that basically we are using three techniques to measure the correlation. They are the scatter diagram, Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation, Spearman's rank correlation. Okay, now we are moving to discuss about the first technique to measure the correlation, that is the scatter diagram. Scatter diagram. Write the question. Explain about the scatter diagram. What are the features of scatter diagram? How can we create a scatter diagram? Okay, a scatter diagram is a useful technique for visually examining the form of relationship. So it's a visual examination of a relationship or correlation. Clear? Without any numerals. Okay, so the specialty is in the scatter diagram we are not using any numerical values. There is no numerical values available in the scatter diagram. In this technique, the values of two variables are plotted as points on a graph paper. Okay, so method to construct a scatter diagram. In this techniques, the values of two variables are plotted as points, not in numbers but in points on the graph paper. From a scatter diagram, one can get a fairly good idea of the nature of relationship. So simply observing that scatter diagram, we are able to understand the relationship between two variables. Simply we are able to understand by a single glance, okay, or a simple observation of that scatter diagram. In a scatter diagram, the degree of closeness, okay, of the scatter points and their overall direction enable us to examine the relation. Okay, what is that? The degree of closeness. I already told you that a number of points are there. So points are close, means a close relationship, right? It is somewhere else, or the distance between these points are comparatively long. Okay, so we can understand that the relationship is like that, not that perfect connection between. Okay, so enable us to examine the relationship. If all the points lie on a line, okay, here all the points lie on a line, the correlation is perfect and is said to be unity. Underline. All the points lie on a line. Okay, you can see here. Okay, all the points lies on a line here. Two examples are there, 7.4 and 7.5. Okay, all the points are in a line only. Okay, the lie on a line. The correlation is perfect and is said to be unity. If all the points lie on a line, the correlation is perfect, the relation is perfect and is said to be unity. It's said to be unity. So just check in the next page, you can see page number 95, figure 7.4 and figure 7.5. All the points are in a single straight line. One is upward moving, other is downward sloping. Okay, clear? But you can see the points, all the points on that particular line only. So perfect, it is perfect or unity Okay, So we will discuss. If the scatter points are widely dispersed around the line, the correlation is low. The scatter points are widely dispersed around the line, the correlation is low. Just check here. Widely dispersed around the line here. Okay, the correlation is comparatively lower than the perfect correlation. That's it. Okay, next one, the correlation is low. The correlation is said to be linear if the scatter points lie near a line or on a line. Underline that. A correlation is said to be linear if the scatter points lie near a line or on a line. Linear. So these two things are the example for linear. All right. The points are on the line only. Linear. The straight line. Straight line. Okay. So scatter diagram spanning over figure 7.1 to figure 7.5 in your textbook. You can see, okay, scatter diagram 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, 7.4 and 7.5. Different scatter diagram with the different meanings. Okay. Give us an idea of, so this 7.1 to 7.5 figures, they are giving an idea of the relationship between two variables. Figure 7.1, observe that, shows a scatter around an upward rising line. Okay, a scatter points around the upward rising line indicating the movement of the variables in the same direction. Okay, 7.1, see here. So, it's an upward rising line. Upward rising line. Okay, everyone, come back please. Okay, so upward rising straight line. The points are almost close, okay, to that line, but scattered here, right? Scattered points are there. So this shows that both these variables are moving in a same direction. Okay, moving in a same direction. Just to keep that idea in your mind. So just observe this clearly. Observe this one clearly here. Okay, so 7.1 shows a scatter around, scatter points around an upward rising line indicating the movement of the variables in the same direction. Okay, when x rises, the variable x increasing, y also will increase, move upward. Okay. So figure 7.1 shows a scatter around an upward rising line indicating the movement of the variables in the same direction. When x rises, y also will rise. This is positive correlation. So figure 7.1 is an example for positive correlation. You can see, okay, so x is rising here, y also rising, both moving in the same direction. So it's an example for positive correlation. Back to figure 7.2. Let's check that. 7.2. The points are found to be scattered around the downward sloping line. Okay, here the points are scattered closer to the downward sloping line. You can see it's a negative correlation. So how can we express that? So just observe. 7.2, the points are found to be scattered around the downward sloping line. This time the variable move in opposite direction. When x rises, y falls and vice versa. Clear? So downward sloping curve or sloping that line indicate, okay, negative relationship, right? Is that clear or not? Negative correlation. If y increases, x will fall. Vice versa. X decreases, then y will increase. That's what negative correlation. This is a negative correlation. In figure 7.3, just observe figure number 7.3, there is no upward rising or downward sloping line around which the points are scattered. 7.3. So there is no lines are there. There is no upward rising line or there is no downward sloping line. Okay, only we can see some points that scattered in between the y-axis and the x-axis. Y-axis and the x-axis, scattered points are there. What is the meaning of this points or this graph. Here, there is no upward rising or downward sloping line around which points are scattered. This is an example for no correlation, no relationship at all. Clear or not? First case we studied that. What is that? What is that? Number of people dying due to drowning is increasing because of sales of ice cream increased. Is any relation between these two statements? Any relationship is there? No relation at all, right? So such kind of relations, no relations, we are able to express through this scatter diagram. Clear? No relationship between two variables. Hope the idea is clear. Okay? Yes or no? Tell me. Tell me, Anila, Hanna, Amalraj, Anjo, Muhammad Irfan, Grishma, please turn on your cameras. Only 9 students are here. Okay, just turn on your cameras. Okay, so next one, figure 7.3, there is, underline that, there is no upward rising or downward sloping line around which the points are scattered. This is an example of no correlation. Okay, next one, in figure 7.4 and figure number 7.5, the points are no longer scattered around an upward rising or downward falling line or sloping line. The points themselves are on the lines. Okay, this is referred as the perfect positive correlation and perfect negative correlation respectively. So back to the textbook here, observe. Okay, figure 7.4. Okay, figure number 7.4 and figure 7.5. Okay, two lines are there. 7.4, it is an upward rising straight line, and 7.5, it is downward sloping curve or line is there. A straight line is there. Okay, so the points we are able to find just on that particular line. Perfect positive correlation 7.4. So the points are there perfectly on that line. Okay, we can say it is a perfect positive correlation because it's moving forward. Clear? Clear? Okay, vice versa, the same time, sorry, not vice versa, simultaneously, the same time. Here you can see 7.5, perfect negative correlation is a downward sloping line is there. All the points are plotted on the line only. Clear? Not near to the line, but on the line. So it is an example for perfect negative correlation. Perfect negative correlation. Okay.